Yo, what's going on, guys? I want to shoot a quick video and talk about why I see so many marriages end up failing after they have kids, or why wives stop respecting their husbands or partners or boyfriends once they have kids. And I think this can even apply to people who don't have kids as well, because this hits on the core of the masculine and feminine dynamic that I think is a little bit messed up in today's day and age with society. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So one of the things I see when I'm working, especially with married men in my coaching practice, that oftentimes there's a dynamic switch in the relationship after the woman has the kids. And the reason why I believe this to be the case is that today's society is very equal, and I mean equal in gender roles, right? The woman is typically working as much as the man, and she gets safety and security from that. And so she's typically not dating a man who's very fully in his masculine, because she's a little bit more in her masculine, right? She went to university, she's working in a job, she's working 9 to 5, probably even more like an 8 to 6 if they live in a big city. And so she's a little bit more masculine. But what tends to happen as a woman has a baby, and this is a consistent theme I see, the moment she actually goes through the birthing process, the person that comes out on the other side is a woman who is much more in her feminine. She is much more connected primally to her purpose, to why she is here on earth from a biological level, which is to give a kid, right? And so once she gets into this state, she doesn't have all the safety and security she had of making her own money, of being in her own career, right? She's taken away from this for some time period, and what tends to happen is she becomes more feminine. And by the law of polarity, just by the nature of her being more feminine, she is going to be less attracted to a partner who is not more masculine. And so what ends up happening in this state that I see time and time again is she starts to lose respect for her partner. He's not as strong as she originally thought. He's not she is seeing the cracks in the armor when it comes to him. His strength, how he shows up as a man. She's not seeing the masculinity that she really wants to feel after having a kid. Because here's the thing, for most women, the moment they have a kid, they're in their most vulnerable place. They're in their most feminine place. They're in a place where they are most wanting safety and security for her and her baby. And this becomes her number one priority. So the reason why the relationship often fails is because when she decided who she was going to date, she was in more of a masculine place. And as she's had a kid and stepped more into her biological feminine role, she is now desiring a stronger man who is more in his masculine essence. And so this doesn't mean that the relationship is going to fail, but what I found in the clients that I've worked with that are married, they have to start to understand how to become more masculine, how to create masculine safety in the relationship, how to become a greater and stronger and more powerful man than who he has ever been. Because his wife is going to test him, she's going to challenge him more than she ever has, and she is going to put up with less BS in their relationship, less bullshit in their life. She is going to make sure that, hey, this man better be the man who's going to protect and provide for me and my baby. And so to keep the dynamic, to keep the polarity in that relationship, a man has to continue to understand what it means to be masculine, to set the boundaries, especially in the time after the kid, because what happens oftentimes is a man doesn't really know what to do in this situation, and so the woman becomes the leader of the house. She's telling him what to do, telling him what not to do, and so she's now becoming this leader, which again is going to affect the attraction that she has for him. And so what can you do as a man if you're finding yourself in this, or maybe what can you do as a woman as well? For a man, if you're finding yourself in this, you need to recognize and understand that you need to start to dive deeper into your masculine essence. What I find is get around other men who are highly masculine, who can help support you. You need to double down on setting boundaries of what you are comfortable with and what you are not comfortable with. And you need to show up as a man who's not always asking for permission. This is one of the biggest things that married men do. It's like, hey baby, where do you want to go for date night this week? Do you want to go here or there? When really you should be saying, hey, date night's this week at 7 p.m. on Friday. Wear something sexy. Where are we going? I'm not going to tell you. Just be ready at 7 p.m. on Friday. This is the energy. taking what he wants, going for what he wants, making her feel sexy, making her not have to think or do things because he has it under control. And the more he can step into this energy, it's going to change that dynamic of the relationship, get him back in his power, which is going to allow her to be naturally attracted to him, not from a mental level where they're talking about it, but from a compulsion level. And every man knows the difference when his woman is compulsively attracted to him, where she wants him, she's craving him, she's desiring him. In order to get this back as a man, you have to dive deeper into your masculine essence. You have to be around other men who are going to push you to that level. You have to understand how to set boundaries. You have to speak your truth with her. You have to say no when you need to say no to her. This is how you start to step into that power. That is it, guys. I hope this helps some of you. I know this has been a big topic for married men that speak with me, is that both they're losing that dynamic and also the sexual polarity in their relationship, because oftentimes they're becoming so equal in the relationship that he is not being the leader that she really wants, not providing enough safety and security, which ultimately is going to affect the attraction of their relationship. So that is it, guys. Much love. Get on your path. Let's go, boys. Ciao.